Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Intechlectual. Life is an Algorithm, episode 3. I'm Louis, joined with my co-host Manny. Give him a little wave. Or shout out.
I don't get to introduce myself. Damn, Louis.
Nah, bro, that's a contingency plan, because if you decide to leave, I can just say with Manny, and then if you don't say anything, it's what? No, I'm joking.
Life is an algorithm.
Indeed. Shall I give him a rundown what's to come today?
Yeah, just a little quick, make it quick, Louis.
Yeah? Alright. You blow the whistle and I'll run, alright?
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
No, that was a pathetic whistle. We have to do it again.
I don't want to do it too loud.
Wheel it up. Okay, cool. FBI infra hacked, and someone is sending legit looking emails. The US broadband expansion. Amazon blocking Visa credit cards. Apple announcing a self-service repair scheme. Controversial. And, given the title, algorithms.
Algorithms.
We're
going to talk about algorithms.
No. I think that's gone over too many people's head. They'd have to wait till they get to that point.
Yeah, before we get there, go on, Louis. What's the FBI done?
Well, they technically haven't done anything. Well, don't know. But in a nutshell, someone has hacked into a system called Leap, or the Leap system, which...
Not to jump into conclusions here.
No.
For this Leap system. You actually laughed for the first time.
What do you mean I'm laughing?
You usually just say no and you cut me off. You like this one? All right.
Nah.
Go on. LEEP.
Yeah, Leap system. And because someone managed to get into the actual infrastructure behind it, they are sending emails from it to people to basically phish them to get credentials and whatnot out of them. And because it's coming from actual FBI infrastructure, the headers on the emails themselves look legit. So for example, you do all the training at work or whatever, it's how to spot a fishy email and stuff like that. That would be a legit email that you would believe, and someone would be like, hey look, can you send me your address for this, or blah 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 and whatnot. So yeah, they're in a bit of a predicament. They are not commenting on it at the moment because obviously they're doing their FBI stuff, and I guess they've probably kicked in a few people's doors, and they'll probably tell us in maybe a week it's all been sorted. But yeah, no comment. I thought that was kind of mad, right? Usually people try to fake it and make it look pretty realistic, and they get close, and sometimes they get people, but these people looked legit. They were doing stuff that made them look as if they were with the FBI, which is bonkers.
Yeah. And last episode we mentioned about social engineering and making things look like what they are. There are cases like this where it's just impossible for the average person, or even people that work in the FBI, to even know. But it happens. And know.
I'd want to know, was there security pants? How did someone get in? You can have as many security and firewalls and whatnot, but as what was it last week, as Robin had found out, it doesn't matter who you are, you still get socially engineered. There's always a way in. But yeah, I thought that was
even at the FBI. So if you work at I need to be careful here. Insulted power plant workers last episode. Apparently.
Wow.
If you work in just a general admin job, it's not.
Where you going with this? Hang on.
FBI.
Well,
it happens to people that work at Apple, at Facebook, at the biggest tech security firms in the world. Literally, the FBI. That's the Federal Bureau
of Investigation.
What's the I? Investigations. Is that what it means?
Yeah, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Oh.
I hope.
Yeah. But yeah, it happens to everyone.
Yeah, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yeah.
But anyway, we talked about the FBI last week with Jay-Z and that whole debacle. If you haven't seen it, go check out episode 2, which is titled Silver Surface.
So they have an issue with emails, don't they, the FBI, by the looks of things?
Well, I don't know. It might not have happened.
What do you mean?
If you're the Federal Bureau of Investigation and you want to pretend you've been hacked and people have access to your system, do you know what I mean? A small little reputational damage to catch the big fish.
Gotcha.
You never know, right?
I
Government
don't get
conspiracies and that. UFOs, are they real?
Well, an unidentified flying object is real. You just can't identify it.
Oh, that's the other, like, that's a meme in itself, right? Like you said, like, it's a UFO because it's called an unidentified flying object. But, like, people are like, oh, it's a UFO. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, oh, it's just aliens. No.
No, you just don't know what it is.
Like, people have just made this assumption that
Camera was
UFOs are
too blurry.
aliens.
We couldn't identify it because our lenses were too far. We had a 30mm. We need like a 5,000.
Like, imagine like a Russian jet coming into UK airspace. Like, the
You
dudes
have to
that are
imagine
talking
this
about
has
it.
definitely happened.
No, it does happen all the time. They're like, oh, it's a UFO. Like, the other dude's not going to look at him and be like, oh, it's an alien. Like, nah, it's
Yeah.
just some other aircraft that we need to tell to leave before we shoot them down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or somebody's taking a video on their Nokia 520, whatever, like in 010.
shaking
like
about
blurry as
and
hell.
screaming and blah,
And it's
blah,
on
blah.
the internet now. It's like alien spotted in Cornwall, and it's like, dude, it was just
Really?
it's a
Yo.
Russian jet.
Been there 5 times today. Maybe I've seen some.
Yeah.
Anyway, but talking about crazy governments and like going gung ho with military, let's move on to the US, shall we?
I mean, I think the FBI is the US, so we're staying.
Well, the FBI isn't the US. They're a part of the US, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, staying in America, because this is now an American podcast about tech.
No.
The infrastructure bill that's been passed recently. Oh no, it's going to be passed soon. Maybe Monday, which would be what, the 20th?
No, like 22nd.
22nd. So this bill, infrastructure bill, which costs $1.2 trillion.
Whoa.
Which it's got a lot of things to do with infrastructure changes in transportation, tech in general, and other aspects. But we're focusing more on the broadband that they're trying to expand. And it's going to be 65 billion of the 1.2 trillion that's going to go specifically into broadband expansions, which will affect about 30 million Americans, because 30 million of them, which is about 10% of the US population, don't have access to broadband. And this is kind of a push towards trying to get that as closer to 100% as possible. So I think you mentioned, Louis, the UK's at 95% or somewhere abouts there.
Oh, I think so. But I think it's like, 95% or so. But I think like 60 or 70% of the 95% is like very bad internet. So like, although they still have internet, it takes them 5 minutes to load Google.
But access is access, and if like these numbers in comparative to the rest of the world are just ridiculous, in my opinion. Like 90% of a country having access to internet is really good, and they're trying to push that closer to 100. So, you know, as we've all found out during the pandemic with work from home schemes and just education in general, that 10% of anyone, kids especially, and people trying to get work, is very crucial when you get left behind. And you know, they realize like, hey, we need to make that as close to 100 as we can. And yeah, this is expected to sign on Monday. That's provided that the president's colonoscopy goes well and is successcopy.
Is what? Not, he's having a colonoscopy.
He's having a colonoscopy.
Oh, so who's in charge now then? The vice president?
Wait, it's a colonoscopy.
Yeah, because it goes somewhere like your colon. I was going to say up your butt, but I don't want to be so crude. Then I said it.
I mean, it's technically correct, I think. Although I don't think butt is the medical term.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you look over here at the... What do they call it? Posturus? There's like a technical, like a medical term for the butt. I don't know what it is, but it sounds...
This is not a medical podcast.
Is it not? I thought, no. Yo, I'm here for the 10:30 medical appointment. Like, no, is this not?
Oh, no, you're in the wrong place, pal.
My medical exam? I'm in the wrong building.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, America is making expansions to broadband and trying to help kids and people working from home get the access that they need. And I personally will want to do a deep dive into other countries doing this, because we've heard about Akon and other prominent black leaders in the world trying to help Africa with access to just access in general. Like, that's the end of that sentence, really, because once you have access to anything, information, especially in this day and age, then you have access to the world and you have access to information, and you can make money, you can medical assistance or just medicine in general, you know, buying, selling, trading, the lot. If you have access, you have access, and NFTs. Internet is access. Yes, you can buy NFTs while you're
non-fungi tokens, yeah.
Imagine some African kid, you give him a laptop and he's like, I want to buy an NFT. He's like, no, you need to read a book about something. He's like, no, NFTs. And the joke about that is he might actually, or she might make like a quick meal trading NFTs and then feeds the whole village.
You know,
But again,
actually,
access to information, even if it's stupid, it's information nonetheless. And we in this side of the world have that privilege of knowing what an NFT is. There are people in the world that don't know what an NFT is. So, that part.
you know what, right? I feel like next episode we should do some research on Akon of all the things he's done,
We will.
and do a
Listen,
dedicated section on him. I feel like we have to shout him out
Yeah.
because he's doing bits.
Yeah, definitely. And then I'm pretty sure there's other prominent peoples, especially in like Asia as well, South America too, that we can cover. But for now, we're seeing governments pushing towards this, so that's good in the tech world, because the more people that are online, the more people that will listen to this podcast.
Do you know what I mean? It's all about us, man.
Exactly.
Like, why would they learn like how to like for their career or whatever? They wouldn't do that. They would come listen to Intechlectual, like you are today, right? You're listening to us
learn about tech,
waffle, talking about where dollar bills that we don't pay because we're not American.
Credit cards.
Credit card swipe. Basically, Amazon is. I feel like maybe you've already got accustomed to my non-liking of Amazon, but
wait, Louis, you don't like Amazon?
Did I not tell you about that?
Oh no, never,
bro.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yo, whilst we get our pedicure, I'm gonna have to. I'll tell you about it. All right.
Listen, I need a pedi. Not gonna lie to you. No, I need a mani. A
manicure. I'll laugh for that one. I'll give you that one. You get props for that.
Why are you laughing at these jokes, man? These are the worst jokes. I
feel like you should be drugged up all the time, man.
I'm not drugged. A cup of tea.
Yeah, that herbal tea, yeah. However you want to flavor it.
Herbal. It's just Tetley. Just probably Kenyan or something, and just steal it. And then they put Tetley made in Britain. And then they're like, yeah, of course it is, because they grow tea in these UK weathers, man. Don't worry. Anyway.
Credit cards, right?
Yes, Amazon.
So if you're in the UK, this is who it affects. Amazon is stopping accepting payments from Visa credit cards specifically, issued in the UK, that is, from January the 19th. Visa debit cards and credit cards from other companies will still be accepted. Like you got no issue. Like you've got an Amex or MasterCard, whatever, you're all good. But they're blocking it mainly because they've got an ongoing battle between them and the credit card companies over the exchange fees, like the interchange fees. Like in the EU, the interchange fees are capped at like 0.3%. But since the UK has left the EU, if you didn't know, by the way, if you was under a rock or something, the fee has increased to 1.5%. So I mean, a little bit of quick math, 5 times, right? Which is kind of mad, and you can kind of see how that would impact. And it's not really sure why Visa's being targeted, as opposed to say like others like MasterCard, because MasterCard did the same thing before Visa did it. So, yeah, it's a bit mad, right?
That is a bit mad.
I mean, like this isn't really tech news, but the kind of point I'm trying to make with this, and I want to tell people about it, is like, you can hear about Amazon and how convenient and all this is, but like at the drop of a hat, like they can ruin it for you. Like imagine you've only got a Visa debit credit card. Maybe you've got a debit card, but you do your month to month because you work paycheck to paycheck, and you need a lot of stuff that Amazon can provide you, but now you can't use that card.
Yeah. But I mean,
go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
All right. Well, I think you should go first because my point is not really relevant to your.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, obviously there's ways around it and whatnot. Like, it's not like your life's over, but it starts with these small things. What's next?
Yeah, and this good thing you went first, because what is next? Because when you're Amazon, one of the biggest corporations in the world, ever, you can do what you want to do, and if you want to save money, which this is literally about money, and you said it's not about tech, it is about tech because it's one, debit cards and cards in general, the technology, and Amazon is a service using tech to give us access to things quickly. That's literally what they do. So it's related, and they get to pick and choose what they do and what they want to do for their leisure or for their profit margins and things
Wait,
like
you
this.
say leisure?
Yes.
I say leisure.
I think there's two different words.
Wait, are you
Leisure and
saying
leisure are different.
leisure? Maybe I don't know. All right, I'll shut up.
If you are an English linguist, please email into us
At nonexistentemail.com.
Oh yeah, we don't exist. Yeah. No, DM us
At
Manny Sims
non-existent DM.
on no Manny Sims on Instagram with a Z, and Life of Louis on Instagram for Louis.
Oh, _ Life of Louis.
_ Life of Louis.
Yeah.
You can, if you're a linguist, let us know if there's a difference between leisure and leisure. I'm pretty sure there is, because you say like at your leisure.
I say at your leisure.
You do not say at your leisure.
I don't use that phrase specifically. I say do what
that's what I'm saying. That phrase doesn't exist because you've never used it.
I mean, I know of people that have said it and I've heard it a few times, but like for me personally, I just say do what you want. I wouldn't say at your leisure. Yeah, exactly. It's just like bye, see you later. I wouldn't bother being like at your leisure.
But speaking of, Amazon do things at their leisure or leisure, depending on what you prefer. And this is one of those things. And a lot of people use Visa credit cards, so this should be interesting. But I mean, nowadays everyone has like, actually no, if you have access to like Google Pay, that still uses your credit card or whatever card you've set up, so that will still affect you. I was gonna say like there's a way out. Even if you use PayPal as well, like if it's still linked to a card of some sort, isn't it?
Yeah, PayPal, GPay, which is Google Pay, Apple Pay, and whatnot. They're just platforms for you to be able to use the actual underlying
there's no
card
way out.
Or whatever. Well, no, there is. You just get a different card.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
So just get a MasterCard, like Visa.
Amazon
MasterCard credit card? Sorry,
Louis, we've missed the flipping. What's the word? The head. The smoking mirrors, Louis.
Yeah, because like they partnered up with MasterCard.
Yes.
Bro, I was about to make this point in a minute. You just stole my thunder.
Every time I try to buy something on Amazon, they're like, "Hey, do you want 10% credit or whatever from MasterCard?" I'm like, "I don't care about MasterCard." Now I might have to care about MasterCard.
Yo, we should change the title.
That's what they do.
Hang on, we should change the title of this episode from like from Life is an Algorithm to Smoke and Mirrors, because like the FBI line, maybe, possibly, who knows? Don't hunt me down about their emails getting hacked.
Yeah.
Now,
my last IG post was about smoke and mirrors.
Wow.
Lil Wayne. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Lil Tunchi.
I don't even know what that means. I know what it means for me. It's like you can't see the reflection.
Yeah, like it's all smoke and mirrors. Like it's like an expression that you say when, it's like a gimmick. Like it's not really the thing. Like someone says, "Oh, look, there's a whole company behind it," and you're like, "Nah, it's all smoke and mirrors." It's
like the magic tricks. They like drop something in it, like
when his like beautiful assistant disappears, and then he waves the cloth, and then she comes back. Yeah. I want to know how that works, because like some of them, like they spin around the chair and stuff, and it's like there's no way she could have like climbed through the floor. Like what? But anyway, we ain't a magic podcast. Maybe we might be one day, but you never know.
No.
But actually, hang on. I've just had a thought. This is an example of the equivalent of a kid throwing his toys out the pram.
Ooh.
Like Amazon doing this. But then on the other side, right, playing devil's advocate, they can do whatever they want because it's their bloody company.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're a public sector and they need to get our opinion. Like, they're like, all right, we don't like Visa anymore. Screw you guys.
Yeah, it's up to Visa not to raise their fees.
No, I think so. I think it would be.
Fees increased by 1.5% after the EU left. After the UK left the EU.
Yeah, but MasterCard done the same.
Gotcha.
I don't know about how much though.
So they're picking which one they prefer. Yeah.
Yeah, so Visa, obviously, because they're not part inside of the UK, which is not part of the EU. You no longer are required to be below or equal to that 0.3%.
Gotcha.
So now they put it to 1.5,
Yeah.
which, but then again, doesn't that like apply in say like America or like a non-EU country anyway? Then Amazon has to deal with those fees anyway.
Maybe.
So I mean, this I didn't check, but maybe it's the same as rest of the world. But because the UK is one of the areas where they get so much,
so much.
What's the word, like custom from?
Yeah.
That's why they complain about it. Whereas say if it was like, I don't know where they don't really have many people, but say like Brazil. Say imagine they don't have that much
There's
custom.
a lot of
from
people in Brazil.
No, but I'm just saying, like an example.
I know what you mean.
Say Brazil. I mean, I'd say like North Korea. I can't imagine
Brazil
a lot of
has
stuff.
an Amazon. Rainforest.
Stop it. I'm out. I'm looking for a new co-host. If anyone wants to,
this is a comedy cast. This is a comedy.
Bro, how did you make that worse?
Bill Burr, Hannibal Buress, get out the way. I'm here.
Nah, he'll be here in many episodes.
That'd be pretty cool. Which one, Hannibal or Bill?
Nah,
I think talking to Bill about tech would be interesting. I'll DM him. I'll message him. I'll email him. I'll respond to one of his podcasts. Like, hey, Bill, we know you have many opinions in life. What about tech?
I think he would just think you're trying to scam him.
No, I'll give him an example of us talking. Like, no, we actually talk about tech. If you want to come on and talk about tech, that'd be sick.
Nah, he'll just put us on blast. You're just giving him material for his next episode.
That's true. We'd be the punchline.
Aye, but if it's promotion, though,
you'll be like, I got an email from these two weird kids.
Hey, represent.
And I'd be like, that's Intechlectual, please. Thank you very much, sir. If you're going to make a joke out of us, at least say our name properly. Thank you. Anyway,
I think Amazon, like, I hate Amazon anyway, is what it is, right? But it is just an example of people have got so accustomed to it, for people to now be complaining about them doing this. It's like, you technically can't complain because they're just they're a private company. It's not like they are the ones, like say it was your council, your local council, and they decided to not fill in any more potholes. Like, you'd be like, what the hell? I mean, they don't fill in any at the moment. It is like, well, they say they do, but where those potholes are, that's up for debate. So I don't know if this is like a growing trend that we're going to see of big corporations giving in to what their customer base wants to please them, which, I mean, I'm talking of Apple, right?
And Apple have announced a self-service repair scheme.
Whoa, controversial.
Now, there have been big proponents of, no, we won't allow you to take ownership in self-service and repairs. You have to come in to the Apple store, we have to do it for you. You have to pay a fortune. There's nowhere else you can do it. We don't allow it. But that's all going out the window. They'll be like, no, you know what, guys? We'll give you stores where you can officially buy parts and be authorized. We'll give you manuals and we'll help you help yourselves, especially with those authorized entities such as repair shops that will be working in partnership with Apple. But also, I think you can just go by yourself, just like go get some tools and some parts and then repair your own thing and maybe start on your own little brand or shop and then get authorized with them that way. Or just by yourself. You don't have to like make it a business. You can just like go, you want to repair your own phone, you have a video online, go get the parts officially from Apple, and then you go home and you fix it yourself. So that's now happening, and they're going to have stores that will be selling parts, about estimated 200 parts. I don't know if that's everything. There might be some things that you still have to go to the Apple store officially for. That'd be a smart thing to do. But the majority of the little things, this will be possible. And like I said, it's mainly a DIY thing, making it more independent for repair shops. Repair? I don't know why I said it like that. And yeah, what do you think about this, Louis?
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
How's it a gimmick?
They're just playing on your ignorance and what's the other one?
This is your opinion, right?
Yeah, this is my opinion.
Okay.
They're playing on your ignorance and arrogance that you, because you can now buy some special screwdrivers and a new screen, you have the means to be able to do this. All right, you can follow the guide and maybe 70% of the people will be able to do it. But the other 30%, you're gonna really screw it even more. You're gonna have to go buy a new iPhone. You'll go to Apple and they're like, "Oh, well, this isn't economical to repair. You have to buy a new one now."
Now they are pushing towards you going to these authorized repair shops and not doing it yourself.
But that's the thing, though. So those authorized repair shops have existed now. Like they've been really uptight with what they give them in terms of like the actual proper parts and whatnot. Like having like a lot of them now. Like this feeds into the whole right to repair, and we could do a whole episode on that, but we won't get into that. We won't get into the whole depth of that right now. But like the authorized repair shops, like most of them buy donor like devices and whatnot to harvest parts out of them, because that is cheaper and quicker and not covered with the red tape and whatnot that Apple gives them, for them to be able to actually repair people's phones, which is just bonkers if you ask me. So like now the whole right to repair movement is getting some traction. There's some big names and some people are coming into it. Like I think there's a bill somewhere that's been passed recently. And also, what did Biden say? I don't know how long ago it was. He was like, I think we should like do our best, and there's like a full on like investigation into how and what it can be done for it. Which is kind of like a massive screw you to all those people, like to be like, oh look, now you can buy up to like 200 of these sorts of parts. Sorry, not up to, you can buy 200 or so different parts freely now. Like you can just do that. Like, why does it take it to get to this point? Like, who in like legal or someone was like, actually this is a good idea, you know? Or someone from marketing was like, we can spin this. Like, people are idiots. We're gonna make we're gonna make us more money.
I like your angle, but get this.
Go on.
You said that they were buying or using old devices to get parts, right?
Yeah.
But now they're selling parts, Louis. Recycling is recycling. This is now, no, these parts are nothing to do with old devices. You have to buy these.
Yeah, but do those parts come from devices that... I'm
assuming not. I'm assuming they're making spare parts.
So they're just making more spare parts. So that's more economical waste.
Exactly.
It's more e-waste.
This is literally... No. Exactly. So this is a new product for Apple. Like literally, this is a new product.
Do you know what I mean? iFixit. That's already exists.
No, yes.
Exactly. Like they can't be like, oh look, we've created a new sub part of Apple. It's called iFixit, because iFixit
already
exists.
Because iFixit was just using Apple devices to make their business. Do you know what I mean? But this is actually Apple doing it.
No, actually, I think you've downplayed iFixit there. They've done wonders in the tech game.
But would they exist without Apple?
Yes.
Would their name exist without Apple?
Yes.
Right. Okay. iFixit would have existed before Apple.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I genuinely believe it, because all the stuff that they've done in terms of like the guides, the tools and the equipment that you can buy from them, like it doesn't matter whether it's just Apple or not. Like all of it, like a good portion of it can be used on any phone.
Yeah.
So like the special screwdriver sets and what they do, like that's the other thing. Like it's not just a screwdriver set. It's like specially handcrafted for this. The tips on it are very durable because of these very small screws. Like they put their love and care attention into that, and like their guides.
I agree with that. I'm just saying, like the inception of the company, Apple needing people to fix their devices outside of themselves, played a large part in them becoming who they are.
Okay, from that point, maybe. But if Apple didn't do it, someone else would have.
Very true. But I mean, like everybody else makes it pretty easy to fix their devices. But one company has made it very difficult. So a company like iFixit was very useful. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay. I get what you mean, yeah.
Because like you don't need to make specific sets of tools to fix like Sony's versus Apple. Do you know what I mean? So like the need for a company like iFixit wouldn't have been as prevalent without Apple than it would be for other companies. Anyway, iFixit is actually very happy with this too, because they've been pushing for easier access. I think that's the word of the day, access for the devices and also them fixing things. And they tweeted out that the whole announcement and everything, and then they're pretty much saying now everyone can be a genius, which is like, yeah, it used to be very specific. You literally are called a genius if you work at the Apple Store to fixing devices or whatever. Whereas now you can be a genius at home.
Do they actually call... I know it's called a genius bar, but are they called geniuses? Like the people you speak to?
Yeah.
But what if they're an
Yeah.
idiot? Sure, an
They
idiot
lose their job.
genius idiot.
They lose their job. You get fired. It's like, hey, someone called you an idiot today.
No.
You're
I've been
fired.
in the Apple store and I've had an idiot.
Damn.
Yeah, like,
Should have reported them. Like, hey, this guy's not a genius, and they got fired.
what do you want me to get the guy to lose his job?
Yeah.
No, I just
I
left
mean,
and decided not to buy another Apple device.
hey,
Simple as that.
simple as yeah.
Yeah.
And again, they're not just selling parts; they're also selling the authorization, the tools, and the manuals, and everything should be available.
Hang on,
Wherever,
wait.
I don't know.
When you say authorization, what do you mean? Because you can't just give like a random Donny on the street
No,
authorization.
these are for the repair stores.
Oh, so they can already get that now. What do you mean? Are they making it
But more
easier
so,
for
they're
them
making
to get
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're making
Okay.
it more prevalent.
Ah,
Because I actually didn't know that stores were authorized by Apple until now.
yeah. So there's obviously there's like your average Donny or your establishments that I think we're all accustomed to that exist in certain places where you can just give them to your phone and be like, hey, look, fix this, and they're not authorized. So if you then took it to Apple afterwards, they'd be like, you've had an unauthorized repair,
Yeah,
we won't fix this. But then you can
exactly.
get Apple authorized people that have jumped through 500 million hoops, probably pay them a ridiculous amount of fee,
Yeah,
and like they probably can only do like 4% of the actual fixes that
repair.
Apple allow
Yeah,
them to do,
very
and then
specific
the rest
ones.
of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 4 or 5%, like, and the rest of it was like, now you still have to give it to us.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they're making it easier for them to get
Yeah,
get the parts, B
that
get
whole
the
process.
get the
The whole process.
what do you call it?
The tools.
The nod to say we will allow
right.
that this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
tried to fix your screen and it's broken. Okay, cool, come to us.
Yeah. Speaking of the nod,
Yeah.
Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, gave this whole new scheme a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So, Louis, you're going against Steve's wishes, mate,
I'm
by
not.
calling this a gimmick.
He was in the whole right
Gave
to
it a
repair
thumbs up,
movement.
mate.
He was
Gave
in
it
the
a thumbs up.
hang on. He was in the right to repair movement
That's a
beforehand.
Steve thumb.
Stop it.
His thumbs are thick.
I'm out.
I'm just saying.
Guys, I won't be on next week's podcast.
He created the Apple One, didn't he? He like built it.
What, the thumb?
Yeah, he used his thumbs. Literally used his thumbs.
Stop it.
That thumb that made the Apple One gave this scheme a thumbs up. That's all I'm saying.
It's not Apple approved though.
It is. That's the whole point, Louis.
Jobs.
Wait, are you saying Steve Wozniak is an Apple?
I mean, he was at the beginning, but I'm not sure he is anymore.
What do you mean? He was he made the thing.
Are you talking about?
Jobs just told him what to make, and then he made it. And then wait, they're both called Steve. Jobs was like, "No, that's not good enough." And then Wozniak was like, "All right, I'll do it again." And then Jobs was like, "Still not good enough." And Wozniak was like, "Oh, I'll do it again." And Jobs was like, "That's just sick. People will buy this." And it's like, "Oh, I guess that's pretty cool then." And then they sold it.
Yeah, but imagine Jobs didn't tell him that, and then they didn't, and then Wozniak was like, oh, "Okay, where's Apple?" And
Imagine
like, Apple
Jobs
was
was speaking to a brick wall, and nothing would have been created. It takes two to tango, Louis.
That's take two to tango.
Yeah.
Not if you got two left feet, then you're both on the floor very quickly.
I think that'd be a pretty interesting
what
angle to see dance.
What, two people on the floor because they got two left feet?
Yeah.
All right, I'll find someone that's got
turning around in circles.
I'll find someone that's got two left feet like I do, and you'll see us on the floor very quickly. Talking of two left feet, right? Two left feet is essentially like a sequence of instructions. It's like it's a way you would approach things. So
yeah, and in mathematics and computer science, there is something that is a finite sequence of well-defined instructions, typically used to solve a class of specific problems or to perform a computation, and that, Louis, is called
an algorithm.
Yes.
You see that us saying that at the same time? That was defining instructions that we had to go say algorithm.
Well defined, typically, even though we missed the timing. But
sometimes
it doesn't go
fine.
Well. It's typically used, not all the time.
But hang on. Let's wheel it up. For those that didn't have a clue of what we just said, right? What is an algorithm? In like layman's terms, what would you say an algorithm is?
It's an instruction to solve problems or to perform actions for computers. Can do even in real life. So if something says, "Hey, if A equals B, do C. If car runs through red light, give ticket." It's an algorithm.
So it's like a flowchart, basically.
No one knows what a flowchart is, but yeah,
I feel like everyone's
it's
come across a
instructions
flowchart.
that usually are defined somehow, and they have a beginning and end. And that's literally how computers are made, or what makes up everything we do nowadays. Every button is been actioned or defined somehow to give a result, and that's how now life is. It's just all algorithms.
Like the concept of an algorithm, or it might not be exactly applied as that mathematical definition, and also computer science is like a sequence of well-defined instructions, but like they are essentially in everyday life, like Manny just said, like marketing, the applications, like the things that you're doing, like essentially like your daily life. If you do the same thing over and over again, is an algorithm to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
Which is bonkers to think about it. But there is some people that say like have OCD, which a lot of people only know that as like the cleaning disorder, which is really bad and very ignorant. You should go look up what actually OCD is. It's an obsessive compulsive disorder. So like some people, it's routines. So like their life might physically be the definition of an algorithm.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Because it's well defined, yeah, and instructions. Yeah.
If you do it over and over again, like it's the same thing, right?
And if you go outside of those instructions, things don't. I wouldn't say not go well, because now we're kind of referring computers to like people. But yeah, essentially.
But it doesn't compute, right? You don't solve that problem.
The way you've set it out to be solved, or the way you've defined it to be solved. So
yeah.
It has to stay in the lines of said. That's actually a good metaphor. I like that.
Yeah, like say for example, like you have to be at the bus stop at 7:15, so you know you're not going to be late, and you don't get mad at yourself, right? If you get there at 7:16, you miss the bus, you're going to be mad at yourself all day now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then the definition would be like instructions telling a computer how to perform sets of facts about the world, and then making that into useful information. Because at the end of the day, all of these well-defined instructions have to give something out, and to us, it's information: what we see, what we should eat, where we should be, what we should be doing, or what we should be clicking on, what we should be buying, and that kind of thing. And Louis did touch on marketing, and that's one thing algorithms are used for, to figure out what you like, so then they can figure out what we should sell to you, especially in social media sites and applications in life.
Yeah, monkey see, monkey do, right?
No, no. Monkey see, monkey
do.
tell you what you like, without you having to figure it out.
I don't even know where we go with this, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's because that's what it happens. Like your Instagram, for example, will see all the things you're liking, and they'll be like, "Oh, you keep liking things about food. We think you like food. Here's these suggested pages about food. Here's these suggested posts about food. Here's these suggested adverts about food and stores, etc., etc., etc." And then you look at your phone, you like food, and you're like, "Oh, suddenly all my adverts are about food. I like this. This is pretty cool." That's Instagram using their algorithms to figure out what you like, to market things towards you that you'd be interested in. So then you buy things and you stay on the application longer. So, but it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. People often just think it's terrible because it's like, oh, they're using your data to figure you out and sell you things. You're going to be on that application anyway. You're going to buy things anyway. So why not have applications that figure you out so you can make those decisions easier? Now, you are correct. They are using it because what they sell to you is dependent on what they want to sell to you. So you might like food, yes. But they might have partnerships with certain food companies that they'll sell to you. So they won't give you the best food. They'll give you the food that pays them the most to sell to you. So it kind of goes both ways. Kind of win, you lose. But either way, you like food, you're going to get food. Does that make sense?
Talking of food, right, in Instagram, right?
Yes.
My Instagram, when I scroll through it, the algorithm knows that I like memes and pizza.
Yes. Exactly.
I just get memes and pizza and the odd like other like crazy sort of food, and like that's it. Like the algorithm just knows. Like it's like don't bother like trying to show me some cars.
Hey,
Don't...
he doesn't care about all that.
Oh, actually, it started showing me space. I actually there's a lot of like
But Louis, you have been sending
engineering
me some
stuff,
space stuff. Yeah.
but there's some space stuff, and
Figuring you out.
I think it's making me evolve. You know, I think it's
Yeah.
making me expand my horizons.
And that's only because you've showed an interest in those things. So it showed you, like, hey, maybe you might be interested in these things, and you're seeing them. Like you're like, you know what? Yeah, I am interested in this.
Nah,
I want to see more of this.
I think it started from me googling is the cheese made out of the moon? Idiot. Is the moon made out of the cheese? And
He's made out of moon. Yeah, this
I'm
taste
dyslexic, right? You can't take the piss. I'm dyslexic.
Every time I can't even make a joke.
Yeah, you
Go
can't.
on. I'm sorry.
I've got learned difficulty. That's what it is.
Definitely.
No, I take the piss on myself all the time. But yeah, I was making a joke which is obviously ruined now. But it was like I made I googled is the moon made out of cheese, and then all of a sudden now it's telling me about space stuff. But it went horribly wrong. I didn't Google that because obviously we all know the moon is made out of cheese. You don't have to Google that.
It's big facts. No cap.
That's why there's bits missing out of it
cap.
because when everyone goes to when they go to the moon, they take chunks with them to bring it back. That's how you get cheese.
Exactly.
But yeah,
I mean, to your point. So go on.
I was gonna say you said about Instagram, right? But what about other social media? What about your YouTube? What about your Facebook? What about your ads?
Exactly. Oh. Well, we'll go back to Instagram actually, but you're right. Even the things you watch on YouTube, you probably notice as well yourself if you're more interested in sports and you go into YouTube a couple of days later after you've only watched sports, you're going to get more sports headlines or sports things related to what you might be wanting to watch, and then it just makes it easier for you. Although you can do it yourself by just following certain accounts, but if you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of making a whole account, but you have like cookies and caches on or whatever, then it will remember and it will use those things to be like, okay, then this guy watched sports all of the 5 hours he was on last time, and maybe let's like show him sports.
You know what, right? Talking to YouTube, I don't like them and their algorithm. Like, I pay for premium, sure, and I like YouTube as the concept. Like,
wait.
What?
You pay for YouTube Premium?
Yeah, bro, it's game changer. Like, I was the same. I was like, nah, don't do that. But I'm
not. Not like.
Oh, you're not hating. Oh, there's no hate.
No.
Okay.
I'm just questions there.
Yeah, why? I pay for it. You know what? The way Google set it up is it gets charged through the Google Play Store, and I get like a charge pop up like every once a month, and it's just like Google Play services. So I'm like, who's used my card? Who's used my card to play on Google? And it's not until like 2 days later I then get an email saying your YouTube subscription for this month has been renewed. I'm like, idiots. Yeah. For like a day, I'm like, someone got access to my card because I didn't buy that. Who's paid this? And then I'm like, Anyway, digression from the point. I like YouTube. The whole concept of YouTube, free access to so many educational resources. I mean, a lot of people use YouTube for watching random crappy stuff that will melt your brain, but a good portion of people, especially me, I know Manny does the same, and I think a lot of people that would be listening to this about tech and whatnot, like tutorials and whatnot, and learn about new things and stuff. The YouTube algorithm, I have got a bugbear to pick with this.
Pick.
What?
Pick.
I've got a bugbear to pick on this.
Yeah, pick.
Pick of this. No?
A bugbear. Wait, what?
I've got a bugbear to pick of this.
Is that like saying I got a bone to pick?
I think I've just amalgamated 2 different phrases in one, you know.
Oh my goodness, because I was thinking I've never heard of that phrase before.
Bro, my brain is on a higher level.
Okay, do you have a bone to pick with the YouTube algorithm?
Yes, that's what I've got.
Pick, please.
Pick. I don't like that. So this wasn't a thing like many years ago, right? It was you have your subscriptions, boom, they all get listed, right? Now I go to my subscription feed, I can literally scroll through, and like it will handpick channels out of my subscription list, and not show their videos because it favors someone else than them. So although my subscription feed should show me every single subscription that I subscribe to and like the order of the videos that have been released, right?
Yeah.
some of them it will hide from me because it doesn't deem them as good as others, and I'm like, no, I subscribe to them for a reason. Like, I want to know about their video. Why are you hiding it? And I think that's a really good example of like algorithms not being used in a good manner. And like, you might be like, oh, well, what does it really matter that you miss out on the video? But like, think about the person that made the video. Like, this is their income, this is their revenue stream. Like, it's not a difference between me, say, because I don't watch a new tutorial on some new tech that's come out. Cool, well, I'll find it anyway at some point. But like, for them, missing out on not just my view, because if this is happening to me, how many other people is it happening to, right? So imagine they block it out of like everyone around the world. It's like 10,000 views you don't get on a video. That could be the difference between them getting enough to survive that week or not.
Yeah. And that's kind of, it comes to, that's the reason why it's so difficult to make it as a small channel, because audience retention is what these big companies are interested in. So they know you like tech, and they know this tech channel is the biggest tech channel because it's the most entertaining. So they'll show you that first because they want you to watch that. So they're using the data they've gotten from their algorithms of you to show you something that will probably keep you on screen more than the other one. So then it's difficult for smaller like channels, for example, on YouTube, to rise up because it's difficult for them to prove that they can engage 1 million people in 1 hour versus the big companies. I mean, not big companies, the big channels. But eventually, that will also, like, they'll keep climbing and they'll get there. But that's kind of how the cookie crumbles. What's it called? The big pack shark eats.
What?
the big something bigger eats the small thing.
The big sharks eat the small fish.
Is that the saying?
Big fish, little fish, cardboard box.
The big fish eats the little fish. But back to your I don't know how you'd adjust as I adjust my chair. I don't know how you adjust your YouTube ones, but on Instagram, I was able to adjust my not my algorithms, but my recommendations, which is based off of the algorithm that I kind of put out there. So my page used to be about literally everything. I used to put my weightlifting stuff on there, sports things on there, and cooking things on there, coffee things in
Guns,
there.
drugs, money, all of it, right?
Not those things.
I'm joking.
But then I recently made different accounts for each specific hobby that I have because I prefer it that way. And I wanted my personal page to be more personal. But for a while, I was still getting adverts and posts and things recommended to me that were specific to sports, specific to coffee, and specific to everything else that I didn't want to see. So what did I do? You can change your preferences, and you can kind of not trick the algorithms. You can just show the algorithms what you prefer now. Whereas people kind of just like lean into it, they let it be. They're like, oh, my phone just shows me memes, man. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, dude, you can literally tell the adverts and the memes to stop showing you things. There are options on Instagram and other applications where you can ask it to show you less of these posts. You can ask it to hide these posts, and then you can purposefully go out and follow accounts that you want to see more from. So if you want to see more motivational quotes instead of memes, follow more motivational accounts, and the algorithms will notice like, hey, he's following more motivation accounts. And if all he sees is memes and he's skipping past the memes and not liking them, we want him to stay here. So they'll start showing you things that you want to engage more with, things that you comment on. So engagement, such as commenting, liking, and resharing. If it sees you're doing that, it will show you more of those things, because at the end of the day, they want you on the applications as long as possible. Screen time is a currency for them. So if you show them that you're interested in certain things, they will start showing you those certain things. So you don't have to just like sit there and accept what is. You can change that. And my account definitely changed, because before now I don't see sports at all. I watch sports and I read my sports on other applications. So I didn't want my Instagram to no longer show me sports. And now it doesn't, because I stopped liking sports things. I unfollowed every sports account I could think of, except Barcelona, I think. No, except Ronaldo, CR7 made in heaven, and Messi, because they post like personal things. I love them, because exactly that's my point. Though. They post personal posts. They don't really post news and like highlights. So it knows, okay, Messi and Ronaldo will only post like selfies and family stuff. So it's more personal. That's what I want my main page to be about. Whereas like I read my news, more sports things on like Twitter. So my Twitter algorithms knows like, hey, he wants to see all the United news. Although I don't really want to see that anymore right now. This time, listen, I've not been using Twitter at all because I just don't want to see it. Because if I go on it, it's just like United News, and it's just depressing, man. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So I've been on Instagram a lot more because I just want to see like cool things like fashion and like vehicles and I don't know, like art.
Memes.
No memes. I don't have a meme thing. My memes is see that's my other thing. My memes is for Reddit. So my Reddit is just meme central.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have different applications for different things
Oh,
because
okay.
I've made sure that they all know, like, okay, I come here for this, I come here for this, I come here for this, and it's yeah, you can change things, and you can also, especially for adverts, you can literally ask Instagram to stop showing you certain adverts either too often or at all. You can report them as offensive, and they can start tailoring their adverts towards what you like. So beforehand, I used to get adverts for like health fitness stuff, right? Because I used to like post my lifting on my Instagram. But since I switched to like more fashion things, I literally get like high street fashion brands as my adverts, and now it's like clothes I'm actually interested in because it knows like okay he likes cropped trousers or like suits. So I've actually literally bought like 3 things maybe in the past 2 months from my adverts because it now knows that I'm into like my fashion stuff, and it will send me like oh Boohoo Men has this, or I don't know Diesel or someone has this tie on sale, and I'm like, yeah, I want this tie. Oh yeah, I want these crop jeans. So it's like you can tailor these things, you can use them to your advantage. Whereas like usually they are kind of using you to like market and sell and capitalism, but you're gonna buy a clothes anyway, so you might as well make your adverts also part of your shopping experience. And you can do this kind of things by just like tailoring and changing what your preferences are by just engaging with the adverts. You can literally tell them on the options that there's like usually a little 2 or 3 ellipses at the top right corner of the advert. You can literally tell it see less often, see more often, not relevant, and then until you start seeing things you like. Now I don't even realize I'm seeing adverts because I follow so many like fashion accounts. I'm just seeing clothes, and then sometimes I'm like, that's cool, and I was like, oh, this is an advert, I can buy this. This is great. So yeah, you can control your algorithms, and in that way as well. That's what I'm trying to say. But
Sucking you in.
yeah,
But actually, go back to what you just said about that. Like, you can tailor it as well. Like, you can most of the applications, and I think for them to be applicable with the law in the EU at least, then I believe the same for the UK. I think we adopted it when we left the EU. Like they have to give you the ability to be able to reset like your advertisement identifier.
okay,
So like the information that they have on you already, you can
yeah,
ask them to like reset that to be like, hey, look, this is if I've got a brand new Instagram account, you've never seen me before.
yeah.
Um, I think you can do it on Instagram, and I think pretty much every provider has to do it, like Facebook and whatnot. But I guess they're all under the Facebook. Oh no, sorry, Meta umbrella. We won't get into that because I think my brain will explode tonight.
We've been into it already, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, you're right because yeah, there is you can change them to direct to different avenues, but you can also just like yeah reset them kind of like a factory like default like no just default this until but then it would figure you out again. But yeah,
but like sometimes it's fun to mess with it. Like like you want to know how quickly they're like harvesting what you're talking about, right?
yeah,
Like um like I was looking at poker providers the other day, right? So I did a couple of Google searches, and no joke, every time I go on Instagram, I'm getting adverts from different poker places. It's like, what?
exactly,
How have you followed me
yeah.
here?
But
Do
yeah,
not
that's
consent to
funny you
this.
say that because I think I Google searched some presets for um what's it called Lightroom, and then there was a week where like all my adverts on Instagram were just Lightroom presets, which is pretty cool because I got some like ideas because I didn't buy them. Because what I did
Yeah.
was I went into them and I read the comments and whatnot, and I found like forums of people that self teach how to edit in Lightroom on Reddit. So then like
Oi.
I use that against kind of like buying and just learned information, and then I started applying some of those things to like my actual photos. So it was pretty cool. But now I'm still seeing Lightroom presets. I'm not buying them anymore because I've like found forums that give them for free.
I think if you keep talking to your phone every time you see an advert, it will eventually get the picture.
Are you being serious?
Nah, I'm taking a piss.
Oh right, I was
I
thinking.
don't know.
I see what
I
you said.
mean,
Oh right, I have to get the picture.
nah, you didn't get the
That
picture.
wasn't a joke.
There's too much of a light in this room.
Anyway, guys and ladies and gentlemen, you can control your algorithms. or you can let them consume you. It's up to you, really. But just know that there is ways you can change them, or make them suited to you. And if you're
Actually,
gonna have an experience online, you might as well have it better suited to yourself.
you know what? That hurt me more. The fact that like you didn't even acknowledge that
Yeah, I'm trying to
my
just move
joke was
on,
that
bro.
bad. You didn't even I say no to you. Like that hurt
Yeah,
me more that
nah.
you didn't even like say no. You just like, yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, bye.
It's
Wow.
too much light in this room, Louis. Really.
It's better than some of the jokes you've been coming out with, man.
Not today. You've been creasing today. Don't do that.
I
Don't do that. There's evidence. You don't edit it out either.
It's two of them, which
That's
fairly
2 out of 3.
I fairly give the Louis
I'm
approval.
hitting. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I was surprised. I was hitting today. I'm happy.
2 out of like 4 million, right?
Hey man, still 2.
It's one in every 2 million.
Participating that counts.
You just have
But
to
I
create
think
loads of accounts and send me like bad memes. That's what you have to do to get into the approval market.
All right, I know what to do then. I'll get into your
No, don't do
algorithms.
that. Don't do that. Mm-mm.
I'll get into your meme algorithms.
No, don't do that. Don't mess with my memes. I like my memes. I am a
But yeah,
meme. You are what you consume, right?
that is true. You are what you consume. And on that bombshell,
Episode 3, Life is an Algorithm. I'm Louis, joined with my co-host.
Emmanuel,
Big up.
thank you for listening. Until next time,
Peace.
peace.